Well, I got some hardware to basically install the rest of the top. I'm going to probably use some of these turnbuckle things, at least on 2 of the attachment points in the back, so I can kind of adjust it down, get it a little tighter. And they only had 3 of them, so I'll freaking use 2, and it'll have 4 points in the back, which should be plenty. Then I got this stuff here. It's 3M strip caulk. I was showing this before. I had some old stuff. I put a little bit of the old stuff in the back on the tailgate, but I'll show you what I did. But this is going to go all around the top. It's part number 08578, black. I think it's like 20 something bucks. You see, this is what it looks like. It's like it never hardens up. It's old school shit, you know. It's old school shit, and we'll put it on there. And I'll chemically clean where it goes on. It's going to be, I'll clean it off with some carb cleaner, starting fluid or whatever. I already, I don't know if you can see that up there. This is, I tapped these holes. There's not a metal thing here. This is just hollow, so it's just one bolt. But it's tapped into a heavy piece of metal. I don't think that'll go anywhere. It's stronger than what it was there. And then, I'm going to strip caulk between the top and the body. I already did something back here because there's a little gap, and there's still a little bit of a gap. I'm probably going to put a piece of rubber over this or over the tailgate or something. But I used 2 pieces of strip caulking, and I used Gorilla Tape after I chemically cleaned this. And the Gorilla Tape is over the strip caulking. So there's a tiny little spot right there, but that's about it. You know, it is sealed up pretty damn good. And I made this, open it up because I got a different kind of tailgate. Ugh. Come on, baby. There it is. Got a different kind of a tailgate. I got an SJ413. I don't have a Samurai. Adjusted these bad boys up a little bit. So, and this works. You know, it's got the gas pressure things are still good. So it's got this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use from here to here. I'm going to put a bolt through here. Put super weather strip adhesive on it so it doesn't rust anywhere around the bolt. Undercoat it and all that other shit with rubberized undercoating after I put the super weather strip adhesive, so there shouldn't be any rust starting by that bolt. I'll do one here and probably right here or here, right here to here. This I'll just use a metal bracket, and this I'll use a thing that you could tighten it down a little bit. But first I got to take those things out in the front and lift the top up because there's a couple screws I left down here. I thought they might crush into the gasket. They don't. I got to take those screws out. They're part of the little frame assembly for the soft top. I left the screws in there. Figured I wouldn't lose them, but I'll just attach them to the frame assembly on the soft top. Use some Gorilla Tape so they don't get lost, and leave them out. And these are the screws I was talking about. They're for the soft top. I left them in there because they were screwed down all the way, and I figured they'd touch with the rubber here, but they stick up a little bit. So we'll get these out. Yeah, you can see the strip caulking packages right there. I've been putting it on here, all along here. It's chemically cleaned. I'm probably not going to use this as a thing to hold it because it's just some bullshit fiberglass. The only place is a steel bracket is over here. But what I'm probably going to do is put some dabs of regular like roofing tar caulking in these corners. So what'll happen is the top will actually be glued down, and you probably have to pry it off later if you ever want to get it off. But I'll probably put a freaking sunroof in it and leave it as a permanent thing versus bullshitting around with the soft top, because when I have stuff in the back like them tire chains and tools, I don't like the stuff getting stolen, so I'm going to leave this top on all the time. Now I got all the strip caulking up in there, double row, so when I cinch that top down it'll be good. It looks like it's sealed up pretty good around here, but you know what I'm probably going to do is take some black caulking, go right around here anyway, and we're going to give this probably, I don't know if I'll just touch it up with truck bed lining. Probably that's what I'll do. And there's a little crack on the other side here. We're going to fix that with that 3M panel adhesive. But then we're going to cinch this top down. Actually, with a little bit of glue on here and stuff, just having 4-point contact, 2 in the back, 2 in the front, should be plenty, because this stuff I'm putting on here is semi-sticky. Yeah, and we're going to put a little bit of other stuff in the dabs in the corner of roofing sealant or something like that that'll keep out any kind of water. So this thing will be watertight as all hell. Now to open these up, so I just ground them off the ends because they're so closed. They're really for cables, but they're going to slip through the notches on the steel. So I use the grinder just to cut off an end there, so it'll slip through the notch on the end there. So then I can use them as adjusters to tighten down the top, which is cool. So I have an adjustable thing, kind of like factory. Okay, so we got this hanging off of here. I'm assuming that's pretty strong. Well, we got a hole we put there. What I use is, instead of drilling, I start to tap it with a nice punch. And I use this hammer, my favorite. Then I drill it the rest of the way. Next thing I'm going to do is, this is going to get bolted over that. And I'm going to put a bend right here and another hole right here. And then just attach that and cinch it down. That's all I got to do. And then, but I'm going to make sure this is all rust proofed and shit. Spray some rust killing primer up there, some, I don't know, and weather strip adhesive and stuff, and cover it with a coat of rubberized undercoating. Make sure that doesn't start a rust spot over there. Looks pretty solid. There might be a slight little gap right here, but what I'm going to do is I'll go over it with the strip caulking again, push it all in around the sides, and it'll be weather tight as all hell. You can see there's a gap over there, but that'll be filled up with strip caulking once I tighten this all down. The front is cinched down really good. You can see here I tightened it down. There's 2 pieces of there's actually the gasket on this thing. Then there's a slight foam gasket underneath on the windshield. Then there's 2 pieces of strip caulking. That should be good. But I'm also going to go over here with strip caulking. It's a little bit where the seal is missing, but I can get this weather tight as all hell. It's not going to come off. Actually, what I'm going to do, I think in the summer, next summer, is I'm going to put a sunroof on this. And I might leave the plastic windows. I don't know. It's probably pretty secure even with the plastic windows when this is on here, because, you know, the people just can't unsnap the top. It's a little bit more secure, not a lot, but it is a little bit. Now I got this piece of triangular steel, which is perfect a lot of times for bending stuff. See how this works out. See that? Perfect. Perfect. So, do the other side, and then we just make a cut here, drill a hole there, and we're all set. And I made sure it changes to a cutoff wheel. I was actually cutting that thing off with a grinding wheel before, with just a little bit of metal, but this will cut that bracket a lot better. And if you got to get in here to take these off, the tool they give you is this thing, but you really need a skinny wrench to get back in here to hold this, you know. So I don't know where you find these, but I had one. Well, that made short work of that, taking that off, and just got to make sure it cools down before I touch it. Now I'll do the other side. I'm not wearing any gloves, but I'm almost done. Well, it looks like my handiwork is really strong. This is a lot thicker metal. I went to tighten it down, and this strap started. Then I started taking the bolt out. It just snapped, so I'm going to have to tap a bolt in there and get that done. But I will. So make a little bracket for that out of some real steel, something like I don't know, piece of freaking solid metal. That's not that shit metal. And tap a bolt in there like a real bolt with real threads instead of one of those self-tappers. Man, this thing was put on here, Mickey Mouse, whoever used to use this top. It was probably just like put it on real quick, take it off. More of a summer Florida top versus a cold weather top. But we're making it into a cold weather top. Okay, I got some really good bracket on this side. It won't take me. I got the stuff for the other side right now already. I use these stainless steel. They look like screw heads on the top, but they're not. They're threaded. They're stainless steel, and they're tapped into there. And then this is double. This has got a lock washer on it. It's got truck bed lining on it. The special primer on it on the other side, and it's like a machine screw, so it's not a bolt head, and it's actually on this lip that's an indentation, so it gives me, it can't possibly rub the tire because it's on this indentation right here that's going in this way. So then it's on here nice and tight. Then when I tighten it down, so it goes forward just a hair plus down, and then when I tighten it down on that double strip of strip caulking, I didn't see any. I was shining this light through it. I didn't see any light coming through, so it looks like a good seal. There's probably a couple little spots I got to do, but it's on there much more solid than it used to be on here from whenever anybody had it before. So I'm happy with it. So next we'll just get this side, and what I'll do is I just punch. I used a punch, the big hammer, knock it through there, put that screw in there, tap that hole. I got the tap right here. Oh, it's up on the hood of the El Camino. And got this bracket that goes on the bottom here. That won't take me long because I got the brackets made up, and I got the other short bracket, which is this piece. I was thinking about putting this to the bolt, but then I says I don't want that bolt sticking out. I want it like all the way flush into here, so there's like maximum strength. Should be all right, because with the strip caulking, it's kind of like an adhesive, and I'm probably going to put a little adhesive on the corners, so it'll be glued down too a little bit. And what I'll do is, I think next summer, what I'll do is I'll put a sunroof up in here instead of freaking taking a whole bullshit. You know, like even a soft top is kind of a pain in the ass to take off. If you just got a sunroof up here, yeah, that's good to go. It's good to go. So this is basically done. I'll finish it up in the next hour, not even, and that's what it'll be. That's a good solid. That's a good way to do a bracket, because these are made for these cables, and oops, I hit my head. These are for the cables, like on the yeah, right there. These are for the cables on this. You see the door, right? Yeah, I made this door, these 10-foot wide garage doors, whatever you want to call them. Some people don't like them because they don't look so super professional, but they work. They haven't sagged. I've had them on here 3 years. So that's where I got the idea of using these things for the top. And I got a little bit thicker ones than that, I think. But it works out good. It works out good because it pulls it up. And if you look around the body here, see, this is cool about this strip caulking, because it might ooze out. You can just take it out with your fingers, you know. I'll probably touch this up a little bit, and this little crack up here, I'm gonna go over it with that panel adhesive instead of fiberglass. It's just a little stress crack. I'll just grind this out and put the panel adhesive on here, then put the truck bed lining, and I'll put the strip caulking up in here. It's all in here, but I'll probably put another piece in here too. And this should be buttoned up pretty damn good. The main thing is in the front, because when you're driving around, you don't want any kind of leaks up here. If there is a leak, even with the strip caulking and the gasket and another foam gasket, what I'll do is I'll get they got like a type of roofing caulking. I'll just put it right up in there. That'll stop it. That roofing caulking is not like construction glue, but it is 110% 10% waterproof, man. It's not, it's roofing tar, but they got some stuff that's even like souped up roofing tar. That's a caulking. It won't like glue it in here, but it'll waterproof the shit out of it. I don't think that'll leak though, because the metal goes like this and then it goes up like that. There's a gasket, there's a foam strip, and there's two pieces, two strips of strip caulking, and that squishes down, so that should be good. So it's I'm gonna have to do a little more work on it, but it's gonna be installed nice and solid, so it ain't going nowhere.